Hi there, Tim here from Diversity and Ability, and today I'm going to be showing you this tool called MindShift CBT. So this is an app that you can get for Android and iOS, so that's iPhones and iPads. It's a tool that was developed, as you can see, by Anxiety Canada, but actually it is freely available to anybody across the globe, regardless. Though it is worth mentioning at the outset that there are a few features that are a little bit North American centric, so it is worth being aware of that at the outset. But what I'm going to be doing is looking at this tool for two main purposes. Number one is for the quick relief function, because obviously most people, when they suffer from issues with mental health, it tends to be that first initial kind of breaking point that they are looking for assistance with. But then we can also look at how you can use it to build up a greater level of mental health for a range of different functions, such as being able to sort of monitor anxiety and mood levels and put into practice, good strategies to helping build up those reserves and those better ways of thinking and acting. Here we are looking at the application, and the quick relief tools are available at the bottom of the screen in this happy smiley face icon just here. So if I tap on that, you can see it pops up with this list of options. Now, one of the key things that can be really helpful is this take a breath function. So if I tap on that.
Calm breathing, brief version. Take a slow, smooth breath in through your nose for 1, 2,
Okay, I'm going to press this
3.
pause button. But there you can hear it's just a 2-minute exercise helping you to maintain a calm breathing strategy, and it just enables you to concentrate on yourself, taking that those anxiety levels and just kind of reducing them so that you're able to deal with whatever's going on in the moment. And as you can hear, this is playing through my headset, so it means that you're hearing it as well. And this is something that you can just listen to on AirPods or headphones or whatever you've got attached to your device, or you can just play it out through the speakers on it. Okay, moving back to the list of quick relief options, we've also got shift your thinking. So you can see here, it's just a few cards that you can read through that basically, help you to understand what's going on in that moment of anxiety. Perhaps you're suffering an anxiety attack or something similar, and you can just go and read through these various different cards and help remember those reminders to help you keep focused on, what is actually going on for you at that moment in time. Particularly, this one is a good example of how, yes, those things could seem incredibly important, but actually when you look at the grand scheme of things, maybe it isn't as bad as you might think, and perhaps it's not as much of a catastrophe as you might also anticipate. So if I jump back, let's go look at ground yourself. So you can see here a similar function. We've got these various different strategies that you can go through. You can see there's just 3 on this one because of the way that these are very much focused on that, immediately turning the calamitous anxiety into something more manageable. So you can see we've got a few different strategies, such as counting back slowly from 0 to 100, and even challenging yourself within it. Or you can see looking around, kind of concentrating on things that are beyond the moment of anxiety, and just reconnecting with your senses. Let's go and have a look at take a small step. And you can see in here, you've got a variety of different ways of being able to take a small step towards helping manage your anxiety levels. So for instance, if we go look at unwind, you can see it then just comes up with a suggestion saying, do anything that feels soothing, take a hot shower, listen to relaxing music, do yoga stretches, cuddle your pet, or have a cup of tea. So you can see just some helpful reminders that we think of as common sense perhaps, but in the moment of anxiety, you might not necessarily be able to think of this as a strategy for overcoming it. So it's just as the name suggests, it's just very quick and simple steps to helping you overcome that extreme moment of challenge and be able to address these concerns in a more reasonable state of mind. Now, finally, at the bottom, we've got this get help section, and this is one of those instances where it is very North American centric. As you can see, just down in these bottom 2 sections, we've got if you're in Canada and if you're in the US or the USA, and neither of these steps will work for any of us here in the UK because our phone system will not connect to that. But there are some helpful pointers at the top here that could be really useful. such as, yeah, being able to take yourself to the nearest hospital or walk-in clinic or something similar. Okay, another element that you can use to help take action in the immediate moment of anxiety is if we scroll down, you can see down towards the bottom middle, we've got the chill zone just here. And if I tap on that, you can see it's saying slow down and take a breath. If I tap on the screen, it then brings up this list of various different meditation exercises that you can go through. What I really like is the way that it actually lists how long each of them is down this right-hand column. But then you've got, yeah, different exercises that you can do for different circumstances. So for instance, let's imagine that I had some form of social anxiety going on. I could choose this one. And worth mentioning, you've got a choice of different audio options. So at the moment, we've got the male voice selected with audio 1, but I'm going to switch it across to audio 2 and choose social anxiety. Social anxiety.
Confidence builder, social anxiety. Find a place to sit where you won't have distractions. Get comfortable and gently close your eyes.
Okay, going to pause that there. But as you can hear, yeah, it's just very similar to the calm breathing exercise, though obviously this one's much longer and is very focused on that social anxiety aspect. And it is just something that you can listen through either from the speakers on your device or through a pair of headphones or earpods and be able to work with it that way. Okay, so having looked at the various different quick relief solutions, let's think a bit more about how you can kind of use the tool to keep track of your anxiety and mood and things like that. So at the top here, you can see we've got this slider saying, how am I doing today? And I can use the slider on the left, the right, sorry, to select between these various different mood states. So, you know what, I'm feeling, I'm feeling great right now. So I'm going to submit that I'm feeling great. And you can see it's now brought me through to this stage where I can then choose my anxiety level. So, you know what, I'm feeling all right. You know, a little bit nervous making this video, but nonetheless, still feeling pretty good. Not particularly high anxiety level. And then just here we've got the ability to add in some reflection. So I'm going to say I am making a video, which can be difficult, but is going okay so far. Good. And then I can tap done. And then down at the bottom, you can see you can add in any anxiety symptoms, sorry. So, you know what, I'm going to say racing heart. And yeah, I think that's probably about it. Trouble concentrating, though that is a normal standard for me. Anyway, let's tap save. And you can see that's been added to the list. And now I can tap submit. And it says your check-in has been saved, and you can see I can click on this summary button just beneath it. So I'm going to go look at that, and you can see it then plots out each time that I've interacted with the app and shows each of the different interactions that I've had. So we can see, yeah, today I'm feeling great. Last week I was feeling awful, and middle of last week I was feeling bad. And then I could even, you know, go in and see the things that were going on then, and we can go back and look at what we put in. There is even the space for me to edit it should I wish. Okay, so another helpful tool for when you're monitoring your anxiety levels and keeping track of how things are going is down at the bottom here, we've got healthy thinking. So if I tap on that, you can see we've got a thought journal up at the top. If I tap on that, you can see that I've already added in, back in October of last year, I added in a negative thought that I was having, which is that the tools that I'm trying to work with keep going wrong. And if I drill down into that, you can see it then asked me to analyze what manner of thinking I was going through. So I had a negative brain filter. I was mind reading, and it was black and white thinking that was going on. And then it asks me to balance my thought. And I said, well, you know what, actually, these tools, yeah, they go wrong from time to time, but they are constantly being updated. And it's more than likely that the developer will release a fix for it soon. So yeah, it helps you to you know, manage those thoughts and think about them in a more healthy way. And in fact, if I just go into adding a new one just here, so you can see it's saying, right, you know, we want you to define your worries. So I can put in something about this video isn't going to make sense. Good, and then I can tap next. Then it comes up saying, right, these are the various different thinking traps that you might encounter. And I'm fortune telling here, and I am overestimating the danger, and I am catastrophizing. So if I click next, that's got those logged. And then I can balance that thought out with, I can edit it down to make it more useful. Oops, if I could type it. Good, and then tap done and tap submit. And you can see it's another way of being able to keep track of these things. And then at a later date, I could come back and review these things and go, oh, wow, yeah, I was really worried about that video, but actually it went quite well. Another helpful way that you can keep a track of what's going on for you and how your thoughts have been, in the past, and more to the point, how you can reflect on them and then, improve on that and think in a more healthy way about these things, is this belief experiment section at the bottom of Healthy Thinking. So if I navigate into that, you can see that back in October of 2019, I had this thought experiment, which was, the experiment was, I will say the wrong thing in front of a group of strangers, and the prediction was that they will laugh at me. Now, I did try that on that day, and I can say I tried this, and in fact, actually, no one actually noticed, the mistake, as I immediately corrected myself. Good. And so it then asks me beneath it, did your prediction come true, and or was the outcome as bad as you thought it would be? And I'm going to say no, it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then it asks me to reflect on it beneath here, and I can say, yeah, presentations aren't always bad. And then tap submit. Apologies for the spelling. Good, and you can see that's been now logged in there, and I can tap close. And we can see that now my belief experiments have all been answered, and I can go back and review the ones that I have. And you can see that, yeah, my belief was inaccurate, and that actually things didn't go as terribly as I thought they were going to. Good. Something else that the tool offers, as well as that monitoring and reflection side of things, is the ability to learn and think about anxiety and how it's affecting you, and hopefully spot the signs that you are sort of building in anxiety levels, and that perhaps you may need to stop and take a moment to sort this out, or to seek help if that doesn't work for you. So yeah, down at the bottom left here, we've got this learn function. And if I tap on that, you'll see it then comes up with this list of variety of different questions that you might have, such as what is anxiety? And you can see it just gives you some information here. Now, it's worth mentioning, the formatting of this text isn't necessarily the easiest to read for those of us who might struggle with scotopic sensitivity, but luckily it does interact with the built-in speak screen function on my iPad. So if I start that off.
What is anxiety? Anxiety is our body's natural response to perceived danger or...
And so you can have it read aloud to you instead of needing to read it yourself. And that in and of itself can be really helpful for managing those anxiety levels. Another area of the tool that can be really helpful for building on your knowledge base of what anxiety is and how it can impact upon you is this My Anxiety section just here. So you can see we've got a range of different anxiety types to choose from. Let's imagine that yeah, I was encountering some perfectionism. So I'm going to tap on that one. And you can see it's then giving me details of what perfectionism is. Yet again, I could use the speak screen function to read through this to me. But then it also gives you specific environments in which that might happen. And then at the bottom, you can see we can even see examples. And if I tap on that, it then breaks these down into different bullet points of instances that you might be encountering. If I close that, we can then go across to signs, and it gives you these three different areas, the body, mind, and behaviors aspects of what you might be encountering, the sort of the physical symptoms, the thoughts, the feelings, all those different things. And then if we go across to this tips section, you can see it then gives you some active strategies that you can use to try and overcome these things. Some of these are just pointing you back towards the app and saying, for instance, do a daily check-in, just so that you've got that to keep track of it, keep monitoring it. and then other things that might be beyond the application itself. And yet again, we've got a learn more function at the bottom, which gives you more specific ways of addressing these particular points that it's making. One thing that this tool really tries to push wholeheartedly is the idea of taking active steps to overcome the anxieties, the fears, the various different things that you might be troubled by. And if we scroll down, you can see we've got this taking action section. Now, one of the things that I'm going to focus on here is the facing fears. So if we jump into that, you can see, right, we've got some completed ones, and I had this strategy for delivering webinars. And what it asks you to do is to set up a ladder of different steps. So you can see I was worried about delivering webinars. So my first step was to deliver a talk to my partner. And that was just, level one. There's very little fear. She was not going to mock me for any mistakes that I might make. Then I might try delivering it to my colleagues. And, they are good friends. I trust them wholeheartedly. So it wasn't too much anxiety. And then I could actually deliver the webinar for the organization themselves. So hopefully you've been able to see that whilst you might not have liked every single one of the strategies or techniques that are listed in this tool, you can see that it can be useful, and that there are a few different strategies that you could download the tool and make use of quite effectively. So, and yeah, I've been Tim from Diversity and Ability, and I'll see you in the next video.